yogis, welcome to the portal. Today in our Yoga Pose library, we're going to talk about a wonderful pose that is called Shoelace in Yin Yoga. And it's basically a great hip opener and a nice decompression for the lower spine. So if you have sciatic problems or your knees tend to get cranky, you might want to grab a bolster or a blanket that you can sit on as well. So let's hop to it. So I like getting in this pose from this position here, from just sitting cross-legged or Sukhasana. And in order to get there, I take one leg out of the way, grab the other foot and knee, and help the leg move so that my knee faces forward and my foot is on the opposite side of my body. So that in itself might be like, okay, right? And then the idea here is to take the other knee and cross the other leg and cross it over so the knees are stacked and I can drop this other foot across the other side of my body, and then I'm here like this. Now if that didn't work for you and you're just not into this method, you could try it this way. You could try it on your knees. Lift up both feet, move them over to the right, drop the left foot, lift up the right knee and drop it back behind the left knee, and then direct that right foot over to the left side and then drop your booty back. Well, that could have worked as well. And again, if this is feeling really cranky and tight in your hips, elevate them with a bolster, with a pillow, with a blanket, with a towel, with anything. And lastly, if your body's not feeling good, your bottom leg feels cranky, you could just do the top leg. You still want to try to stack your knees, so just take it and cross so the knees are stacked, and then grab that top foot and pull it towards your body. So these are the options. And if this top leg is cranky, another idea is that you can either from here or here add a little cushion here in between the knees, still having them stacked, but adding like a little pillow or something like that. Okay, so once you have found a comfortable way to be here, I invite you to just first sit up straight and maybe find out where your arms might like to be. You can really pull some of the weight up and off of your lower trunk and keep the upstairs portion engaged, right? You don't want to sit on it all kind of hunched over and weighted down. You want to sit up high and tall, and like placing my hands to the side. And then if it feels okay, if there's not any crankiness in the knees or hips for you to bend forward, and if you're not pregnant, then you can go ahead and bend forward with an exhale. And you might drop your hands down, drop your chin. If you might even place a pillow here on top of this top leg or blanket, and then it wouldn't be as far of a distance. And then you could release into laying there, right? If you can't get all the way down and you're hovering, then it's kind of like But if you can add something, this is a little large, but just as an example, see how I can then compress and hang out in it? And compression creates space for the fascia, so isn't that nice? So find what feels right for you and be here for a few breaths. You can stay in this up to 5 minutes. In Iyengar yoga, they say 15 minutes, so goodness gracious. But we're just having a moment of exploration here, and I have a nice rule for myself in my personal practice. I look at each pose for at least 3 breaths. Now, unless I'm doing a vinyasa, unless I'm flowing and doing that on purpose, I like staying in a pose for at least 3 to 5 breaths, because that is how long it takes to really notice and feel the pose and gauge where I can make a slight shift, where I can let go, where I could engage, and just kind of what's happening. So a few breaths here.
And to me, this feels really nice to drop the head and get a nice stretch in the back of the neck as well, and the upper back. Now, come on back up, and I'm going to want to do the other side. So whatever you chose, choose the other side. And maybe the other side of your body is different. Maybe on one side that worked, and on the other side it needs to be like this. So you'll have to find what feels right for you on the other side. Now we can also do side reaching here. And if your arms go up, you're working the heart and lungs a little bit, and by reaching side, you're diving into the gallbladder meridian and saying hello. So you could do a little rainbow in this if it feels okay. And that's okay if it doesn't feel right. You can just sit up straight and hang out. It's one sensation at a time, right? The side reaching can be nice. You could always, reach down more softly onto a pillow. And you could bring both arms up, and you could twist in this pose as well. Just turn to the side, drop the arms. And when I twist, I'm just standing tall and turning, as opposed to trying to crank it from the back, right? You just want to stand tall, turn, and land the arms down I like putting that front arm in front of that top knee because it provides stability. I'm not pushing, I'm just hanging out here and breathing. Chin to chest is almost always a choice that I make because of neck pain, right? So you can drop your chin and see, does that feel good? Does that kind of tug on the low back just a little bit, which feels nice? Then we'll come back to the center, and don't forget. And also, if you're leaning forward, you could do something a little bit more just like this, or you could have your pillow in front and just kind of hang out a little bit more gently. So again, a nice hip opener. A nice decompression for that lower spine. Project the head forward and really get that extension. And you don't want to lean forward if you're pregnant past your first trimester. And you also don't want to lean forward if you have any disorders of the spine or nerves or any kind of issues in the low back there. Just want to keep it nice and straight and maybe play around with that side to side thing. You can even just place your hands down on the mat and sort of do a little rainbow with your head, side to side. Then you could play with it and see if it feels right to lift your arm. You could even just reach up. Rotate it around to the back. Make sure there's not a piece of furniture that you're going to whack behind you like I just did. Whack. And then to come out of this, you just want to rock back onto your hips and slowly take the arms and legs, slowly unwind. And you might want to do a little massage in your hip creases here. Down into the thighs, why not? And it can be really nice to follow this pose with a windshield wiper, which is just hanging out here. And you can also lie down here and do this, and just letting your knees fall side to side, windshield wiper style. So lying down is also really nice for that. And that's a nice thing to do after that pose because there was all that compression and just kind of unravels it a little. Puts it back in its neutral space. And it's a free little butt and lower back massage too, the windshield wiper. So that is Shoelace or Laughing Cow. Ha ha ha. I hope that was good for you. Hop on into the portal and do some more if you feel inspired. Thank you for being here and have a beautiful day out there. Bye for now.